Okay, so we're gonna prune the grapes today. It's a little bit late. They're already starting to wake up. I use this to cover up the chicken run, and it's all bare during the winter and a lot easier to prune. So we're not gonna discard these. We actually recycle and reuse them. I use them for trellises. I use them to make wreaths. I also use them to for plant supports. So it's really a good sustainable crop to have, and it gives you grapes. This grapevine is pretty established, so I trained it to have this main trunk here in the center, and then one main vine going left or your right, and then the other vine going the other way. So it's like a big T. Off this lateral branches are these vertical spurs. I call them spurs. So like this is one, here's another one, here's another one. So they're spaced about 12, 18 inches apart. And then these are the growing vines for the season. Now last season, this is what was growing, but we're gonna cut it off because more of these are gonna grow from these spurs. So I'm gonna cut off all of the branches coming off of these spurs. I mean, you can't really go wrong. Grapes are so vigorous. You could cut them almost anywhere, and it's pretty hard to kill them. They're very, like I said, vigorous. So this is the spur. I'm just gonna cut off that branch that grew last season. All of these branches that are coming off of the spurs. Okay, this one I'm gonna cut. It's actually a tight position. It's a good idea to wear protective glasses because you could poke your eye out. Okay, so now I got most of the major branches out. The tricky part is trying to remove them because all of their little curlicues get stuck everywhere. But we want to kind of keep as much of the length of these vines as possible so we can reuse them, repurpose them, make some trellises or some plant supports. I just want to make sure everything's cut off, and then I'll clear it all out. The vines grew super long this year. They're at least like 20 feet long. Some of them. I like to leave some of the curlicues. They make the wreath or anything I'm making interesting. Adds a lot of character. We made some really cute wreaths the other year. Wreaths for Easter. Because I'm growing a lot more plants, and a lot of them are getting kind of bushy. And they just kind of flop over. So I'm going to try to use these to kind of contain them. So I don't have to buy plant supports. I could just grow it. These grapes here, there's two different types. I think this one is red globe grapes, and then I think green seedless. They do provide a lot of reusable material. Now we can make some trellises and wreaths and plant supports. Let me show you how I do the wreaths real quick. I'm going to start in the middle. Make a circle. Pull it through and then just kind of wind it around, coil it around. And then this other side we do the other way. start from the center and coil it around itself. So what are these wreaths good for? They're good for decoration. Use Christmas wreaths, right? Everybody buys Christmas wreaths. So you can make one. You can also do Easter wreath, spring wreath, any wreath you want to decorate with. So that's kind of still sparse. We can add probably one more or two more. Make it a little thicker. We'll start again. Find the middle. I'm going to add onto it. So I got equal lengths on either side, and then we're going to coil it around itself. So I'm just going to push it through. Go this way. They're pretty bendy. They sound like they're going to crack, but they won't. You can see why I took out all of the other extra branches out. It would be hard to kind of do this process. I left some of the curlicues. I took out most of them, but I left some of them. They add a little character. Look, they look so cute. Add a little character to the design. So I'm just wrapping it around itself. Okay, so that was about 2 vines, getting thicker. I think I could go one more. It's kind of thin. Let me see if I can find a long one again. So there we go. We got a wreath. Ooh. Grapevines aren't just for grapes anymore. We can use them for other things like trellises, birdcage trellises, plant supports, wreaths.